as a dharmic spectator of everything that we've talked about, there are a few thoughts that sprang to mind. Firstly, we have a unique contribution to make. In our Rig Veda, there is an invocation, Asato Ma Sat Gamaya, and it's probably the world's first warning to be wary of fakery in all spheres. You know, we have fake news, we have fake this, we have fake that, and the authors of the Rig Veda, they recognized the damage that fakery can do to human civilization. And the solution they recommended was that we try and see beyond Nam Rup, the name and form of things, to the tattva. What is it that's the essence of what is being considered? And so one of the speakers earlier submitted that we have centuries of democracy to be able to look back on. And my first thought was, is that really true? Is that satya to be able to say we have centuries of democracy? You know, there is a famous saying that the commonly proliferated account of history is merely a dominant culture's justification of its own actions. And the idea of democracy, it strikes me, is very easy to sell. And it gives one a mandate, an enviable mandate, occasionally not earned. But the substance of democracy is very, very difficult to deliver. And so I thought I'd first scrutinize the degree to which many apparent democracies have actually manifested the tattva of what it is to be a democracy. And that tattva is very easily apparent in times of great difficulty. You know, when the pressures, when the values that define what democracy is are subjected to stress testing and difficulty, that's when we really see whether a democracy is fake or whether it's real. You know, we have, in a dharmic point of view, we have the understanding that a human being by nature is a good creation. We are good beings. We are not prone to violent, terrible things. We are born as manifestations of divinity. So we are inherently good. And that's really what's at the heart of the Latin expression, vox populi, vox deus, the voice of the people, is divinity expressing itself. You know, these are foundational observations upon which a democracy rests. You know, a monarchy denies this principle. A theocracy denies this principle. And both of them seize the authority to dictate. And that authority is appropriated in the hands of a few. So whenever power and authority is appropriated in the hands of a few, that's always a red flag, isn't it? A monarchy is a form of enslavement, a theocracy is a form of enslavement, both desiring to control the common man. And Solzhenitsyn, I think it was, who said unlimited power in the hands of limited people always leads to cruelty. We have just seen in Canada how quickly the will of the people seemed to evaporate overnight. Bank accounts being forcibly closed, freedom to be able to express protest suddenly being extinguished by the state. And yet Canada has always projected itself as a beacon of democracy. We have seen in the United Kingdom similar draconian developments. I remember protesting against the war against Iraq. The people marched in their millions to challenge the decision makers who said, no, we must go to war. And Sir Tony Blair, or Tony Blair, has now been rewarded with a knighthood for his services to the crown. So these sorts of red flags, to my mind, say, well, maybe we haven't yet experienced centuries of democracy. Maybe we have experienced performative democracies as opposed to substantive democracies. And so that was a thought that I was going to share and perhaps encourage people to explore.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.